It was midwinter, and the Pteranodon family was going on a trip. Buddy and Tiny were looking out the window as the dinosaur train chugged along. They pointed at leafless trees and shrubs they were passing by. Mrs. Pteranodon was looking out the window too. "I've always loved this time of year," she said. "When I was a little Pteranodon, my family celebrated the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year." "Will you tell us about the winter solstice?" Shiny asked. "Did you have a party? I love parties." Mr. Pteranodon perked up. He loved when Mrs. Pteranodon told stories about her childhood. "We did have parties," Mrs. Pteranodon said, "and we could use the branches of really tall evergreen trees called conifers to decorate our nests." "Can we decorate our nests with conifers?" Tiny asked. "That's a wonderful idea," Mrs. Pteranodon said. The kids looked out the window, but there were no conifers anywhere. "Where can we find those really tall conifers?" Buddy asked. Mr. Conductor must have overheard Buddy's question because he pulled down a screen on the train with a gigantic picture of a conifer. "Most conifers are evergreens," he explained. "That means they're green and tasty all year round." Buddy asked Mr. Conductor how tall conifers could grow, but before he could answer, Ned Brachiosaurus popped his head into the car. The rest of his body was in the next car over. "Can conifers grow to be even taller than me?" he asked. "No tree can be taller than Ned," said Buddy, "especially when he really stretches his Brachiosaurus neck up high," added Don. Ned put his head out the window and stretched his neck way up into the sky. Moments later, he brought his head back into the train car. He was munching on some leaves that he had grabbed from up in the trees. "Now that's a long neck," said Mr. Conductor. "But, believe it or not, some conifers can grow even taller than our friend Ned." Ned couldn't believe it. "Just wait until you see what the mighty conifer comes from," Mr. Conductor said. He pulled a seed cone from his pocket and held it out for everyone to see. "This seed cone must have little seeds that the conifer trees grow from," said Buddy. "I don't know, Buddy," said Tiny. "How could something that small ever grow into a giant conifer tree?" "Well," said Buddy, "great big trees have to come from somewhere." "Mr. Conductor," said Don, "did you know that when my mom was little, she liked to celebrate the shortest day of the year?" "Yes, Don," Mr. Conductor replied. Mr. Conductor explained that on the shortest day of the year, all the Trudons visit the biggest conifer and have a big party. Mr. Conductor told the Pteranodon family to get off at Trudontown. That was where the conifers were the biggest of all. Mrs. Pteranodon squawked with excitement. Mr. Pteranodon smiled. "If Mom wants to see a huge conifer, then so do we," Tiny said. The dinosaur train blasted through the time tunnel and pulled into Trudontown Station. The Pteranodon family, Mr. Conductor, Ned Brachiosaurus, and several other Trudons stepped onto the platform. Everyone followed after Mrs. Pteranodon and Mr. Conductor as they skipped up a hill toward the big conifers. Mrs. Pteranodon was humming a happy little song. After passing a beautiful waterfall, the group finally arrived at a plateau covered in conifer trees. "These trees are bigger than anything I ever imagined," Shiny said. "Even taller than me," said Ned. But Don had found the biggest conifer of all. His eyes were wide, and he had to lean all the way back to see the top branches. "Pteranodon family, meet the Urarcaria conifer," said Mr. Conductor. "It's probably the tallest tree that any of you will ever see," a strange voice added. "Mom?" said Mr. Conductor. He whipped around and saw Mrs. Conductor standing right before him. "Hello, son. Home for the holidays? Were you ever going to drop by and visit me?" Mr. Conductor started to stammer. He had forgotten to visit his mom. "Hello, Mrs. Conductor," the kids called out together. "Well, hello," she said. "It's so nice to see you again. Are you here for the winter solstice celebration? The kids nodded with smiles on their faces. Your son is showing the biggest conifer in Truden Town, Buddy told Mrs. Conductor. Oh, yes, it's huge, Mrs. Conductor said. But don't forget about the little baby conifers, too. Baby conifers? Tiny asked. Tiny, Buddy, and Dawn all looked down. Their feet were almost touching some little baby trees. Oops, sorry, they said. Buddy, do you remember your hypothesis? Mr. Conductor asked. Yeah, Buddy said. My hypothesis is that great big conifers must grow from tiny little seeds. Buddy and Tiny bent down to inspect the small saplings. Mrs. Pteranodon bent down to look at the branches of the saplings. They were the same shape as the branches of the big conifers. They were also the same color. She took a big sniff of the needles. They definitely have the same smell, she said. Don was walking toward the big tree when he accidentally kicked a seed cone. Seed cone? Conifer? Cone? Conifer? He thought out loud. Don, you're exactly right, said Mr. Conductor. Conifers come from the seeds in those cones. Buddy's hypothesis was right. It's just like our family, Mr. Pteranodon said. Your mom and I started out as little pteranodons, and now we're grown-ups. And Buddy started out as a little T-Rex, Mrs. Pteranodon added, but someday he'll be huge. Roar, said Buddy in his loud T-Rex voice. Mrs. Conductor told the Pteranodon family that even Mr. Conductor had been a little Truden once. Then he grew straight and tall, just like a conifer. My sonny boy is the best winter solstice tree decorator in all of Truden Town, Mr. Conductor said proudly. Mrs. Pteranodon could not wait any longer. Let's find some decorations, she screeched as she ran off into the bushes. Dawn followed behind her, and everyone spread out to look for berries, sticks, and seed cones to decorate the tree. Soon, the biggest conifer was covered in decorations. Everyone stood back to admire it. The tree is almost perfect, said Shiny, but there's nothing at the way up tippy top. We need something to put there. Buddy found the perfect thing, a silvery seed cone. He grabbed the seed cone, Mrs. Pteranodon grabbed him, and Mr. Pteranodon grabbed Mrs. Pteranodon, and they flew up to the very top of the tree. The seed cone looked perfect. The Pteranodon family and the Trudens hung red flowers and green branches on the dinosaur train. It had never looked so beautiful. Mrs. Conductor gave Mrs. Pteranodon extra flowers for their nest, and then it was time to head back to the Pteranodon Terrace. Even though it was the shortest day of the year, it sure had felt like a long one. The Pteranodon family decorated their nest and got ready for bed. Happy winter solstice, everyone, said Mrs. Pteranodon. Happy winter solstice, they all replied. This has been Jim Henson's Dinosaur Train, a holiday with Buddy.